kilograms.
Okay.
What is
Did you
that?
see the Chris Hemsworth workout?
Calm
or no?
down, everyone.
Let's all calm down about deadlifts.
Hey, how are you?
Hello.
Chat, not you. Hey, this is Off Topic Podcast number. I'm your host, Michael. We got Lindsay, Jeremy, Jack, and Trevor. Trevor, birthday boy, Collins. Not today. No, it happened.
Not today.
And his balloon got it.
2 days ago.
Yeah.
Was it 2? 2 days?
2 days ago.
Oh, I didn't
Because
realize
yesterday's
it was
balloon
fucked
got
up
I didn't realize it was autographed by Chef Mike.
Yeah. Right? It's awesome.
First name chef.
Oh no.
Jeremy,
the
did you ever
construction.
find the dragon dildo?
Okay, the best we can figure
Tell
Sarah
the
gave it away.
story of the dragon dildo.
Let's take it from the top.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
take it from
for-
the
for
top.
those who might not
I received
understand the dragon
I received
dildo.
a package in the mail. I check every morning for packages that don't say AWU. I saw a box that said it was labeled for me, and it said like silicone statue inside or something like that. And I've
small are these
ordered.
You put one beef stick in one of these things?
That's perfect.
There's 2 sizes? Oh, are there more? Oh, there's the other one.
half
There
a
we go. Here's
sandwich.
the bigger
But I ordered a
Thank you.
Spyro statue, a couple of them actually. And so I was like, oh, this might be it, because I don't know when they're showing up.
Yeah.
Even though I know it's not made out of silicone, I think it's made out of PVC, but like I was like, whatever.
But who's to say?
Who's to say? So I open it, and then the first thing I see is this little thing on top that's like bad dragon something, and I'm like,
Ooh, nasty.
dragon. This is it. This is my Spyro
One.
statue. I see the word dragon, and then I open it up, and then there's a bottle that just says "cum lube," and I'm like,
This is my statue.
I'm like, this
for every
might not be
statue.
my statue. And then there's a giant dragon dildo in there. It's about that long, about that far around, purple and orange.
Yeah.
Awesome. Like I've said, very accurate representation of Spyro's dick. And I love the thing. Stick it on the whiteboard and you just slap it every time you walk by. It's awesome.
You were getting real happy slappy with
It's
that.
so funny because you like hit it, and if you hit it hard
Sorry,
enough, it will
yeah.
hit the whiteboard on one side, and then hit it on the other side too. So it's just relaxing.
It had a good grip.
It had a good grip. It stayed up there. A couple weeks ago, I guess, we were cleaning the room, and I saw the whiteboard didn't have the dick on it, and I'm like, oh, where's the dick? It must have fallen. Nowhere to be seen. Thus begins the mystery. So we start going at Sarah. We're like, where is our?
It was like real bad cop, bad cop.
Yeah, it was like,
Where
is it? Didn't work.
where is it? The dildo's like $200. It's like a $200 dildo.
Yeah.
The receipt was in the box.
Because that's why you didn't buy one
Not-
for yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and we can't replace it
gonna break
because
the roof.
it's a lot of money. You know, we can't be hitting Trevor card with
won't.
dragon dildos. Yeah, exactly.
Maybe next holiday video.
And also, it's the principle of the thing. That was my
Hey,
that was
calm
my
down
gift.
over there.
It's a roof, not a wall.
You know, that's the that is mine to do with what I worked for.
Here's the wall.
I worked for it.
how long the
So
walls
we
are.
start asking Sarah. We're like, we have a camera. We have a camera in the room, and
Front and back.
So-
it's these things.
Sarah goes and checks the camera. She goes, "Oh, sorry, the camera went down."
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
likely
suspicious.
no-
Likely
Very
fucking story.
Suspect.
There was no footage when the dildo was taken.
No
So
footage.
the mystery
I've
continued.
seen that movie before.
I'm just licking the icing off
Jack's
my
just
hand. Don't worry.
getting in there.
So then we went off looking, like asking everybody around. I did a whole video where I walked around interviewing people. I told broadcast, you know,
Very similar, and they were comparing. It's very similar to the stun baton.
Yeah.
Interrogation from Extra Life.
it was a very like see something, say something type of thing.
Yeah. See it,
you
say
know,
it,
like
sorted.
if you see the dildo, don't just let that pass.
Scream it.
You gotta let me know. You
saw
know,
somebody
you know my
walking
Slack.
weird.
You can get me. But then Marcus chimes in and says, "I think Props has it. I've seen it. I don't think he said I think I've seen it. He was just like I've seen it. You would know.
He's
know.
a man of his word.
You know, he's very, very trustworthy.
But then according to him, he says it was on the prop table that they have. And when something's on the prop table, either somebody takes it because they can use it for something or they want it, or it gets thrown out.
Art
Which means
department.
Sarah gave it away and she lied to us.
Or took it because we've been giving a lot of stuff there to Art to kind of clear out the room. We're like, take this, and it was like
Get this
lumped
the
in with
fuck
all
outta
of
here.
that.
That's a big one though. It's Sarah gave it away or Lindsay gave it away. Those are the two.
I would
that's
not
it.
give away the dildo. I know how important that is.
I
Big
think
it
it-
is.
Okay, so
Cherished as she holds her
so here's a twist. Sarah fucking threw Lindsay
Yeah,
under
Lindsay under
the
the bus. That did happen.
Yeah. She said, "Oh yeah, Lindsay gave it away to Art."
Negative.
Well, okay.
Especially because it was on the board at the
I'll
time.
also say Sarah is not trustworthy and is a liar.
But I will say, not only did Sarah
she's
throw
wrong
Lindsay under the
all
bus,
the
Marcus threw Lindsay under the
Oh,
bus
okay.
too.
Well, then
That's
you did it.
So we have two.
Then you did it.
then
Marcus
you did.
said
Then
it,
you
yeah.
did it. Then
I did not.
But what I can
can't
say is that Marcus said Lindsay brought it over, and I know that that is not the case. Like Lindsay didn't bring.
I don't
Well, now he's
think so.
confused. That's true.
Right.
That's true. Usually she has like a drop.
Right.
Someone
Exactly.
comes by
A
with
contact.
Someone comes by with a cart and picks it all up.
In a
These
black
are all,
hood.
These are all conflicting reports, then.
Lindsay,
Exactly.
Who's our,
Sounds like a conspiracy.
Yeah, who's our contact with our
Usually
Usually it's Ash.
So we should get Ash over here and kind of just.
Ash to the podcast.
Yeah, we need
She's
Ash.
hopefully working. and
She's
not watching.
probably. If she's in our. She's probably.
Ash to the podcast.
They're hard working over
So and then
Where's the
according to
podcast conk?
Marcus,
Gotta blow it.
Marcus said he went and looked in the dumpster.
Fucking Christ.
Yeah, no joke. He said he went and looked in the dumpster.
Why?
But he said I saw it on the table on a Friday. This was on Monday. He's like I went and looked at the dumpster. They emptied the dumpster over the weekend.
But like you just went to him, so that means like it was missing for a while.
It was missing
So it
for
was on that
weeks.
table for weeks until you talked to him.
Until the day we talked to him, pretty much. It's very
smelling-
suspicious.
Also, I will
the whole
say
thing's so suspicious.
There was Steffi said in there at one point Sarah
There
has
it is.
kinks.
And it also says no king shaming 2019.
Stephanie's really trying
Yeah,
to
no.
drive the point home that Sarah took it for herself.
Oh,
Stephanie's
Jack.
loving that one.
Jack, this
We don't know. I don't know.
Jack has made some sort of
Jack's
modern
making
art
it up.
abomination.
Oh, you're building the wall.
I'm doing the Inception house.
There you go.
Good.
Like yesterday.
Good.
This dude's gonna walk home with a wall in his pocket.
I mean, that's fine.
He's not gonna build a wall.
He's not gonna. I'm
This dude
good.
lives in Florida.
Anyone
He's
that
like-
donates to him, he's not gonna do it. Here you go, government. I'll write you a check.
He's just.
Let's start. I'll buy the materials.
Listen, I'm not gonna try to get political right
Yeah,
now.
you are.
look
Yeah,
at-
you
I
are.
understand-
I'll get political.
Yeah,
A
you
wall
can
is
get
fucking
political all you want.
stupid.
All
A
I'll
wall
say
won't
is-
work, and it's a waste of taxpayer money.
But look
Fuck
at
you.
We're not paying for it.
Hang on. I really need to point something out. There's this very heated thing going on right now. Jack's screaming about the wall. Like he's talking about some $500,000 thing. And then Lindsay just goes, but look at this. And that's this little tiny gingerbread house.
It's nice.
Lizzie, that is adorable.
It was like so innocent.
How's that gonna stop anybody though?
I don't know.
You just go right through it.
It's so nice.
That's the opposite of a wall. That's gonna invite people in.
It's very
All the
inviting.
children will come and eat, and the witches will eat them.
Mikasa Sukasa. Yeah. My friend is so skinny.
How skinny is
Andrew,
he?
you know Andrew.
Yeah.
He was so he had the same thing where he was just like what we called clinically thin.
Yeah.
He was just and like he got so thin that his like body revolted against that, like or rebelled against that, and his lungs
gaining
kept
weight or-
collapsing.
Oh, really?
Like,
Kept?
because he was so
Jesus
thin.
Christ.
Oh my
And- but
God.
then,
Terrible.
and the other reason he would hate that, not only because it sucked, is that he would then go to the hospital and we'd show up and do our best to make him laugh because it hurt.
You know, laughter's the best medicine.
He's like,
Trying to help
he
him
goes,
means it's
stop! We had this whole conversation one time about, because my friend was going hunting and like he would get deer and stuff and we'd be like, how great would it be if we could somehow rig up some sort of machine inside a deer to get it to walk on two legs?
Jesus.
It could say hello and give people hugs, but you'd have to put all the meat in its thighs so it can walk. He was crying in bed, trying not to laugh because it hurt him too much.
He's crying because it hurt.
And then when we walked in and brought him balloons shaped like guitars, because he loves guitars, so we were like, we walked in, we're like, hope you feel better, man. Like assholes, like we are with them. And then one nurse comes by and goes, just so you know, there's like this old woman in the room across the way. She loves those balloons. Like, and we're like, oh, that's awesome. We can give her them. She's like, could you like sing her a song or something? And we went, yup. So we took these inflatable guitars and pretended to play them in the, like, left Andrew alone. Went to the room across the way and pretended to play inflatable guitars and sang like Sweet Child of Mine to an
That's
old
awesome.
Well,
woman.
that's adorable.
It
So
was pretty, it was great.
Oh, you blurred it?
They blurred it.
All right,
there's,
so it's about that time of year where this image pops around if you're watching this on the stream.
It's
So everyone's like, "Hey Jack, is that you?" And he's just bare ass too. Like in the actual image, he's legit just straight up
Are you
naked.
saying he?
Because this dude went through security and they're
You?
like, yeah, me. Sorry.
It looks just like
I
you,
went
Jack.
through security and they were like, "Oh, sir, we need to test you for additional screening." So I just stripped down naked. and just standing in the airport. So this photo goes around. It's like, is this you? And I'm like, every time, yeah, that's me.
Jesus.
That's me. I mean, to be fair, he looks a lot like
He looks
me.
shockingly like you. Jay.
Yeah. So anyway, every time it comes around, yeah, that's me. Sure,
When
why
you
not?
showed me that
Damn.
photo on your phone, I thought right away, what were you filming?
Also,
like,
why-
that's my first thought.
Also, why are you showing me your ass?
Yeah, and then I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want to see your ass. Like that was my
Yeah.
second thought.
Yeah.
And so, but anyway, yeah. So that photo pops up every now and then, and it's like, oh yeah, that's me. So it's not actually.
Is that something that hits Reddit or something?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's circled around?
I got home and I didn't see stuff in my lawn because the grass, obviously. But I was like, is that shit? And I looked and I was like, yeah, there's dog shit right there. And then like as I looked around, I went, oh, there's another one. And I looked around, there was like 6 in my yard that I just didn't see because I
Like,
wasn't looking.
piled up or in one day?
Like I guess piled up all the time, but it
Damn,
looks,
dude.
but like within a week or two.
Damn.
So, like, cleaned it all up. I was like, God damn it. And then, like, you know, I made a post being like, hey, can you please clean up after your dogs and stuff like that? And, like, if you're walking it. I'm like, you can use my yard. That's fine. I don't care. Just clean it up. I don't give a shit. Then, there was more. I'm like, fuck it. We're getting a camera. We bought a camera that day. Hooked it up out front. And I was just like, I got back from a trip where Kat and I went to San Diego. And there was dog shit in the yard. I went, yes! And then, like, got on my phone and scrolled through all the footage and saw the dog. And it's just like, that's it! All right, so there's the dog. There's the dog sniffing around. No owner in sight. So I don't know if this is someone letting their dog out front or if it's just a stray. Like, I don't know which it is. So now, ever since that, you know, I tweeted, like, major update in the case. Like, huge breakthrough. We have the dog on film. Like, my plan now is to just watch the cameras whenever it says there's motion. And if it's a dog, go outside. Hopefully it's friendly.
Beat it
Be
to
like,
death.
what did you do? Because it looks adorable, and all I want to do is be like, oh, go. Follow it back home to wherever it's going, and then murder the person who lives
Beat the
there.
people up.
And then just beat them to death with the shovel that I used to shovel
Yeah.
shit. But since then, nothing. There's been no poo. There's been no dog. And I did make a post with a picture of that dog being like, if this is your dog, please stop letting it out front. Let it shit in your own backyard and then pick it up and stuff like that. Since then, I haven't seen anything. So I'm wondering if someone recognized it and went, ooh.
Either A,
Yeah.
someone saw it and was like, fuck, that's my dog.
Yeah.
Or B,
The dog saw it. Yeah.
and was
Yeah.
like, he's
Dog's on his
me.
laptop.
I need a
like,
new
I
yard.
better hit somebody else. But it's like the Michael, New Jersey, I hate everyone, don't look at me, don't talk to me, slowly going into Texas, okay, people are different here, living here now, having a family. I was sitting in the airport, this was like a couple months ago. I was flying somewhere without Lindsay. I don't know if it was like Haunter or whatever the hell it was. I was by myself in the airport, and I was waiting for like a layover. And I went and I got food. And I'm sitting there like waiting at the gate. And I'm just eating my food, like, you know, right next to the gate. And a woman was right next to me with, like, a kid. Like, maybe he was, like, 4 or 5. He was old enough, like, he could talk and shit. And she had food. And she was eating, or maybe she just had snacks for him. And he had, like, a juice or some shit like that. And it was, like, she, like, gives it to him. The kid's like, cool. Immediate, like all over himself, all over the seat, everywhere. And I, like, sat next to her and, like, dude, 5 years ago, 8 years ago, I would have been like, sucks for you. I'm sitting there and she's like, she wasn't even like pissed. She's like, why did you do that? She's like, we're gonna have to go back. And I don't even have any napkins. I don't have any wipes.
That's the worst. It's
and
not
I'm
the
like,
pissed, it's
I'm-
like broken.
And like I was
You're
like basically
broken.
done eating almost. And like I went and like I got my bag and I pulled out a bunch of napkins. I'm like, oh, here you go. Like I have these napkins if you need them. Like I would never speak to a human being without a reason. You know what I mean? Like and not my fucking problem.
Yeah.
The nicest courtesy I would do is not laugh at you in public. But I'm just like, I have some napkins here. You could use that. And she's like, oh, thank you so much. Blah blah blah. And I had like a short conversation with her. And I literally was like, yeah, I got a 1-year-old at home. I know how it goes. You know, da, da, da. And that's when I was like, I'm old.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm fucking.
You're that
old,
guy
man.
now.
I'm old.
Yeah.
While we're there, we're gonna be
I've seen
filming an
people
episode of Haunter.
Ghost!
It's a really, really good one. Really, really good one featuring an Australian legend. So, yeah, and so.
We're finding Steve.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no!
Lindsay!
We just lost
That's not nearly as bad as
Oh,
Ryan's
ridiculous.
SpongeBob joke.
I mean-
Not nearly as
It's
bad.
like
I mean, it's been like 10 years.
right?
Yeah.
It's
Has it been that long?
Yeah, it
doesn't want
has.
to
A
find
long
his
time.
There are
ghost.
I was in high
humans
school.
with opinions now in the world that didn't know Steve Irwin
I mean, he tragically died. He could be a ghost if you're looking for ghosts.
His daughter.
But he'd be under the water. I mean,
not that
stingrays are.
offensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His
Mindy.
daughter's making a new show.
I thought
Coming
it-
out soon.
His son is too.
His son
right?
has been pretty active in the
Oh,
same
really?
way too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Badass.
Okay, bye. Merry Christmas. Build the wall. Bye.
Bye.